Okay, I see it's starting to record. Okay. Well, it's funny you say I'm quiet. I actually am kind of a quiet person, and actually this is scary to me. So I'm sorry if I either talk too fast or I forget something, but I actually have my little notes here. Like you said, I'm Stephanie. I am kind of quiet because I am a very, very busy person. I am a mom, just kind of give you a little bit so you know a little bit about me. I'm a mom, but my husband works like really late hours. So I'm married, but I consider myself a single mom. I just happen to be married. So I am also a teacher. I teach first grade and everything that comes with that. And I keep up with, my own health and fitness as well. So anyway, so the only, when Amber asked me to teach time management, at first I was like, I don't know what to teach. Like, I don't know what, even remotely what to say. But I just started thinking about what I do, just to help me stay focused on the business and everything else that I need to get done. So anyway, the biggest thing I wanted to touch on was there's going to be pretty much like 3 things that I'm going to touch on. One is to figure out your schedule and to write it out. The other one is to develop a routine and stick with it. And then and the last one is something we always hear, but sticking to those vital behaviors. Because I don't have a lot of time, so I really just keep up with those 3 important things, and that's what my focus is. So the first thing I talk about is writing out your schedule. So I know it sounds probably simple, or I don't know, to me, it's very important that I write out my schedule, and I actually have it. I know Amber does the Google Calendar, but I actually write that out. I have it in my Google Calendar, and now it's just automatic, but it's in there. I don't even look at it anymore, but I have it written out in there. So I'm pretty busy, so I set my hours. So I have my set for me because I'm working all the time. I work from 7:30, I say my work, but as a teacher, from 7:30 I like to be at work, and I work till 4:05. Those are my teacher hours. So from that time, I don't really do much of Beachbody except for maybe check in Facebook during my lunch. I have a 30-minute lunch. Other than that, I'm completely, I'm a teacher. I'm stumbling. Anyway, so writing out your schedule. So for me, I'm trying to figure out a way to relate because everybody has a different schedule. So you have to find something that's going to work for you. I schedule my workouts in the mornings, but I actually have been doing double work first. So the very first thing when I get on my computer is I set my 5 invites to a challenge group. So I choose my 5 people from my Facebook, and I send out a script to invite them to a challenge group. The next thing I do is then I check messages. So I will check my messages and return, finish up my scripts and return emails. So one thing with that area that helps me with my time is as soon as I send my message, a Facebook message, I will, when they respond that they're interested, I immediately say, great, I'm glad you're interested. Could you give me your email address so I can send you a few questions to make sure this is something that you would benefit from? That has helped me huge on time, because before I was spending lots of times just going back and forth on Facebook Messenger with messages, like going through the script, but individual questions, waiting for them to respond, going back and forth. And I was spending all night doing that. And sometimes after my power hour, I would go home and be still doing messages, and it was taking away from my family. So getting the email firsthand and just sending all the questions through the script on one email that has saved me on time has really helped me a lot. So then after I check messages and return messages, then I look at my list. I make a list at the beginning of each week of things that are not my normal everyday things that need to be done. So like this week, what I really, a few things that were on my list to do were to ask my principal about my fit club, like if what location, what day would be working for her. And then also just figuring out a plan for my fit club that I'm actually going to be starting. And so I actually did that today. Yay. Starting the 25th in the library after school. Sorry, excited about that. So I got my list of things that I need to do for that week that's not my norm. So I'm kind of review that. So you make out your schedule, you stick to it every day, but and just develop a routine by doing your daily things that you do every single day, and I do them in the same order every single day. Some of you might think that's kind of boring, but it's the way I work. So I do my invites first, then I check my messages, then I do whatever's on my list that I know, depending on how long my messages took, I can decide what would be most beneficial for my time, or I kind of set like a priority list of what needs to get done first, depending on what it is. So I do that. And then if I have a little bit of extra time, I check into my challenge group just to make sure that if I missed anything. My task in my current challenge group right now is just to remind about Saturday or stats. So I do a post on Wednesdays and a post on Saturdays, and I actually all that is the what is it called, Hootsuite or whatever it's called. So I schedule all those kind of things, so I don't even have to mess with that. And I actually do that on Mondays. I know normally think Amber or most people probably do it on Sundays, but actually what works best for me is on Monday. So important thing is do what works for you. Sunday is a family day for me. I spend time with family. I go to church. So for me to take time to schedule out my week and do that, it's just not on my priority list. So I actually do it Monday morning is when I make my list for the week, and when I actually will schedule it's part of my routine on Mondays is after my 4 to 5, after I do my invites, then check my messages. Then my extra time for that day is to schedule out all my my Hootsuite stuff. Anyway, so, and then after that, once 5 o'clock hits, when it's 5, I leave. I pack up my stuff and I leave. No questions about it, because I go and I pick up my son. So then after that, it's mommy time. I cook dinner, and I'm a mom, and I spend time with him, and I get him a bath, do his bedtime routine, and then he goes to bed at 8 o'clock. So if my husband is home, I spend some time with him, but if he's not, I will check messages if I have the chance, maybe get some, I work out. Actually, before I check messages, I forgot, I work out again. That's something new in my routine. I work out, and then after that, I drink my Shakeology. I like to drink at night because I make it like ice cream, and it's like my sweet treat every night. So I get that last part of the vital behaviors. So anyway, so yeah, and then I do that, and then if I have time, I check my messages, maybe listen to personal development, and then when my husband comes home, I spend time with him, and then go to bed and start it all over again. So a big thing that I'm trying to like make it easy for people to like really to take away from this is the biggest thing to take away from what I'm saying is, 1, develop a schedule and figure out a schedule that's going to work for you that fits your priorities. 2, develop a routine to where you're doing this and you follow up and you are consistent with it every single day. Doesn't matter if you're tired, doesn't matter if I had a long day, crazy kid, because I have a couple crazies in my class this year. It doesn't matter. At 4 o'clock, I may be tired from my teaching day, but I will do that power hour. and I stick to that routine every day. And that's the order from the invites and then to my list that I have for that week. And then the third thing is just when you're busy, or if you have something goes wrong or whatever it might happen, stick to those vital 3 behaviors and you will have success. I don't attend every team call because if you noticed in my schedule from 7 or from when I get home till 8 o'clock is when my son actually goes to bed. I'm his. So most of the time, if my husband's not home, I don't hit the team calls every week. If I have extra time or I know that's something that I'm needing work on or we're going to talk about and I have the time, I'll listen. But it's not part of my priorities. My priorities are just sticking to those 3 vital behaviors. And that's probably why I am so quiet, is because I don't have a whole lot of time. So anyway, I guess that's really it. Does anybody have questions or anything I need to clarify?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and, I'm going to mute myself first, and then we'll open it up for questions. Great job. I really want to applaud her and thank her again for doing this. It takes a lot of courage, and I really appreciate you stepping out of your shell and doing this. Is huge for leadership here. And I really want to say I understand. I was a substitute teacher for a while, so I know there's a lot of times – I have a lot of free times right now. I'm kind of just spinning my wheels, and I get to do a lot of extra stuff. But when you work a full-time job, this is something, Amber, that it keeps reaching to, especially depending on where you are in the business. You need to really focus on what it is that you need to do. Most of the 3 vital behaviors, they're called vital for a reason, because those are where you're going to do no matter what. So then when you have that extra free time, then you can start working on other projects like a blog or something like that else that's going to help with your business. But always make sure you get those in there no matter what the case is. Once again, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and unmute anybody, so anybody has any questions or they want to bring up everybody. And then one other point too is for you guys on here, there's going to be other opportunities like this in the future where Amber leaves, where you guys come on here. And I really appreciate everybody coming on here, that we have a group and people are respectful to come on here. There was a time when we didn't have team calls because Amber couldn't do them and nobody would step up and do this. So there's opportunity. If you guys ever want something that you want to talk about, make it known to Amber first or me, and we can go from there, okay? So let me unmute this for everybody else. Okay. Anyone has any questions?
I just wanted the recipe for the Shakeology ice cream. That was like a big thing for me. I was like, that's a great idea.
I have a question. Steph, when you're on mommy time and you're not working, do you do anything specific to make sure that you're not distracted by your phone so that you don't hear like a notification or something and feel tempted to pick it up?
Yeah, actually I take Messenger off my phone, even if I actually install and uninstall that app like all the time, because my computer's down. So I use my business at home is my phone and my tablet. So I usually have that Messenger on there. So really I turn it off. I turn the Messenger part off because in case Matt needs to get a hold of me, I need, have my phone. But that's one thing I do. And then my notebook I'll go charge it in the other room to where I'm not distracted by it.
Okay.
So that's kind of where I am. And it took time because at first I was distracted and I had my phone and everything around me and I kept looking at my phone, and as soon as I got a message, I was like, oh, I got to answer right away. But now I know that I was driving myself crazy too because I was exhausted because I felt like I was always going.
Yeah, I think that's a common issue. That's why I asked. I know that's what I struggle with.
Yeah, and just like with blogging or anything else too, when you have that precious amount of time, I do it all the time. I get caught up every time there's a ding on my phone or something like that. It's just find a way to use that time for what it's supposed to be used for, because next thing you know, like it's over and you can get what you want it done. So that's great that you guys have the willpower and able to do that, to isolate yourself on that. good way to probably make Shakeology ice cream. You freeze up some bananas. If you ever just freeze up some bananas and blend them together, kind of tastes like ice cream. So you can just do that and just throw some Shakeology in it, and there you go. You got some like chocolate banana Shakeology ice cream.
Perfect.
Yeah, with the ice cream
now.
With the ice cream, I just put extra ice. Honestly, I make it the way like I have banana and maybe some almond milk if I'm having, even with water sometimes. And I put a frozen banana in there, water, extra ice, some peanut butter if your plan has extra peanut butter in there, and it's super good. And then you can even put toppings on it like some coconut flakes. I don't know if y'all are familiar with Walden Farm Europe. But those sometimes I'll put them on there. They're not clean, but they're like 0 calories, 0 sugar. So I'll put that on for a treat.
Awesome.
All right, other questions? Everybody, anybody have any questions about, if not for Stephanie, about like sneak peek coming up? I'm pretty sure Usha should be getting that stuff together. That's Amber's assistant. I should probably maybe message her and see if I need to help out or something like that. I haven't got any notification on that, but that should be up probably tomorrow to get out to everybody. Sneak peek. And Michelle was messaging about when the next free day is. That's on the calendar. It's the 23rd. So yeah, this weekend would be a good time to probably start inviting people, or for Monday, start getting ready for the next 5 day coming up. That's open to anybody on the team. So we want those as big as possible, obviously, to generate a lot of buzz. Anybody any questions on those?
I just wanted to say that I struggle hugely with my time management. So this has been really great. Thank you very much for doing this for us, because I work 40 hours a week and then I do Beachbody on top of it. And I pretty much should like be in an office next to Carl with the amount of hours I put in, because I'm constantly on everything all the time. But it's because I'm still like trying to do the blog and trying to do every possible social media I can, and trying to form and I had 328 people when I first started as friends, and I've got almost 3,000 friends now. Friends. But it's like there are times where I end up like looking at my computer going, I don't even know where to start. I don't even know because there's so many of them now, I don't even know where to begin. And so I end up on the computer all the time. And I'm trying to do the power hour, but I am concentrating on the vital behaviors, but I think that's where I'm falling short, is not having a schedule and not having, a set. I don't think I'm hitting everything that I need to hit every day, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that too, Becky. So, obviously the things like that we got to do when we're like that is write it down. Like, I am terrible. I really need to write it down. Amber tells me all the time. And of course, when she tells me, I'm like, whatever. But yeah, write out your schedule every day. I think that's what Stephanie said, right? Too, is what you do. You have it all written out, right?
Mm-hmm.
One thing I like that Stephanie said as well is, I don't know if you guys noticed, but she starts her day with her workout, her personal development, and then the first thing she does when she has work time is her invites. So the first 3 things she does for her day and then her business are the 3 vital behaviors. And then everything after that is check messages, which is like the 4th vital behavior. Like, you have to respond to people. And then everything after that is just extra, basically. That's other areas of your business you want to work on. But I would be interested to know, like, how you choose, because Becky has a good point. There's so many different things to focus on with this business. There's blogging, there's different social media, there's, I don't know, there's just a billion different things you could do, and we all feel pulled in every direction because we want to do everything, and we feel like we should be doing everything. But how do you choose which specific tasks that you'll do extra beyond your vital behaviors each day with your power hour?
Well, I kind of like, as far as the social media stuff, like I focus just on, right now I'm only focusing on, I guess, number 3. I don't know, I've always done things in 3. I love the number 3. So Facebook is one, and then when I think Facebook, I think my personal page, and now that the fitness page, you know, the like page is back and running, I'm trying to focus more on that as well. And then the third one right now is my Fit Club. So I choose like 3 goals of what I'm going to be focusing on for that week or what I want for the month. And actually, this that Krista gave me, I forget what it's called, the coach scheduler thingy organizer. I don't know. Anyway, so I have it all in a binder. I'll kind of show
The back
binder right here, and it has. I have it just for February. And I don't know, I write down like my goals.
Oh,
So right here it has February goals, and so it has business, fitness, and there's like social media. So I have like I set goals for the month, and then from there is where I pick off like what I'm working on for that week for my extras. So it's all just really focused on what you are wanting to, like, right, this month will be the first month that I've ever done trying to get a Fit Club going. So that's one of my focuses. So some of my extra time goes toward figuring out what I need to do to get that up and running.
Sounds like you're off to a good start on the Fit Club. So I look forward to hearing what happens with that.
I wanted to tell you guys something I noticed. I don't know if anybody else did, but Stephanie Duran told Amber that she was using Photify. Am I saying that right? Photify. It's an app. It's an iPhone app. I guess if you don't have an iPhone or an iPad, then you're kind of out of luck. But it's really amazing. You take your pictures or pictures. You can make a collage or whatever. It's got all these things that you can decorate it up with. But the best thing about it that I've noticed is it'll ask you, okay, who do you want to share it with? I immediately pick Instagram. I will write my message that I want to go along with it, and then I hit to open it up in Instagram or something to that effect. It tells you, it gives you what to do. And when you're done, it allows you to share that with, okay, so it's posting to Instagram, and it gives you the choice of also posting it to Twitter, Facebook, Tumblr, and then one other. So you're hitting them all at one time. And I just discovered that within the last week or so. So I'm trying to do almost everything through the Photify and get everything done and put through that way. Plus your pictures look so much nicer and so much more professional if it's not just a picture.
Yeah, if you're, if you don't have an iPhone, there's definitely apps. So look in there, and there's always free apps. Obviously, you'll have advertisements or whatever, but there's so many different free apps for all devices. So
I don't know if that's a Photify thing to be able to share with all of them, or if that's an Instagram thing that's allowing you. But if it's an Instagram thing, also look for that if you don't have an iPhone, because that's really great. You can hit all your different accounts at one time.
Instagram, yeah, usually, from what I've seen, because I usually share my Instagram with my Facebook, and there are the other social media on there. But thank you.
We have about, like, we normally go to 8:30. This has been really great. Is there any other last questions? We got about 2 minutes.
Photify is on Android phones too, because I have an Android and I have Photify.
Sweet.
That is an awesome app. It's all I use.
Stephanie, thank you for taking the time to share that with us. You've been killing it with the limited time that you have, so we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It can be.
Thank you.
It can be done with a limited amount of time. So awesome. Thank you for sharing that with us. So I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. This is awesome. Who needs Amber? I'm just kidding.
Don't let her hear you say that.
It's still on. I haven't stopped the recording yet.